Hi, welcome to another new video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about a color from the SuperVision CAAM 分层色 series. And this color is called red, green, or 彩桑子, right? So this color comes in a tube form. Let's see what's inside this color. We have PG50 and PR122. So it's a green pigment and a red pigment. It's a semi-opaque color. It's a series 4. So I don't know what series 4 here means. Maybe it's more expensive. Alright, so if you look at the swatch, you'll see that it is at a higher concentration, a thicker mixture. It gets really dark. The mess tone is quite dark, but it does not totally cover up the lines, so it's still okay. You can dilute it down to a very light magenta color. And if you look at the water in paint, right, and paint in water test, you will actually see the separation of that two pigment, the PR122, which is the magenta-ish color that is of a smaller particle, so it spreads out more, and the PG50, which is like the green pigment that is like thick, it's bigger in size and heavier, so it settles down pretty quickly. So you can see in both of these two tests that there is very beautiful separation. And it is sort of a I would say like half semi-staining, as I could not like remove totally all the colors of especially the magenta. Gradient test, the green pigment end up at the top, deposited at the top, and then it goes down. You have the magenta-ish color at the bottom. So is it granulating? Yes, of course it is granulating. The green pigment is it's pretty granulating. I painted these swatches. When I received the paint, this was diluted, this was a bit more concentrated, so quite similar to this water in paint test. When I left it for a good 1 year, half to 1 year, when I had already, this is the swatch when it was squeezed out into the pen, I noticed that the color became a little bit darker, right? If I leave it in the pen. So but when using it from the tube, the color, the vibrancy just came back. So just remember that when you use this color, you have to take it from the tube. All right, don't squeeze it out and let it dry in a pen, because it might lose some of that color. When we look at the similar colors, I don't think there's any similar colors because it's a special separation color. So I don't think there's anything like that. But how do you make it? If you look at PR122, it is mission gold is the quinacridone permanent magenta, and if you look at the streaming color, it is the purple magenta. So it's in fact like a pinkish magenta-ish color. And PG50, Daniel Smith has the cobalt green. So this is a granulating pigment, the green pigment. And I think what I mixed here is quite close, but the magenta is a lot more like stronger, so you can see that magenta coming out a little bit more. And we look at the mixture, because it has green and red in one tube, so you would actually see that it does neutralizes more colors. So for example, in the greens, you can see that it becomes like a very dark green, or like a umber color, urban umber color, especially with the green gold, and also the phthalo green, and also with the this is like a turquoise color, so it does do that. And in the red zone, you also see that burnt umberish color, the dark color that comes through. When you mix it with the yellows, you get the like a brownish olive green color. So here are the how it actually mixes with the 12 colors on the color chart, color wheel. So when we examine the light fastness test, this is one of the colors that does not show a difference when exposed to the light. So this is fairly light fast. Let's go and look at how I use it in a drawing. So this is a drawing that I did of this Chinese Druggies Association. It's a two-story front shop house in Singapore, where the bottom is this is actually a restaurant, and this is some kind of association clubhouse. So I used it mostly here around the ceramic decoration that's outside, and also here on the shelter. So I used this was quite undiluted. For this one, I did mix it with a bit of the phthalo green, so it does give a little bit more like a grayish color. So I make use of this color, mixing it with the green to give a very nice textured gray color to the whole building. And I didn't do much other than that. The rest were just this TPO, the transparent pyro orange, was really just for the other parts. And I did use a little bit of color pencils because I wanted the letter to look a little bit more defined, okay? I think this color can be easily mixed if you do have these, but these two, I would say these two pigments are not very popular or not very common pigments that people have. So if you really like this one and you plan to use a lot of it, yeah, just go and get it, because you can't find it, and probably you wouldn't have this in your palette. But if you do have like a queen rose, and maybe for green, if you have a viridian or something, you might try to make something. But viridian, it has to be the granulating kind, so that you get that deposit of the green pigment and not like generally neutralizing everything. Okay, I've not tried it, but if you want to, you can try it. Let me know if that works. If not, you can stick to these two colors, or you can just buy this one. So that's all I have for today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see similar content. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.